Welcome to High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
Hello and welcome to Rip Hughes Stadium. We're at Knowledge Field tonight as the Dothan Tigers host the Jeff Davis Volunteers from Montgomery, Alabama. Hi, I'm Mick Kirk along with my man Keith is back again. And my man on the sideline, Jimbo Lofton. Good to have you guys back.
Good to be back.
It is good to be out, guys. We're going to have a little coin tossed here, and let's go with it.
Because that's what we expect you to be. And we know that gentlemen always play with sportsmanship in class. Is everyone up for sportsmanship in class? Thank you, gentlemen. As captains of your team, we'd also ask that you make sure that your teammates play with sportsmanship in class. Can you do that, gentlemen? Thank you. All right, you still intend to defer if you win the toss? All right, and they still want to receive. So I'm going to flip it and tell them they've won, okay? You've won the toss and you can receive, right? Okay, which end would you like to defend? Everybody gets to do what they want to do. Isn't that neat? All right, if you'll put your back to that goal. Gentlemen, if you'll put your back to this goal.
All right, guys. Well, what you got there was what we call a prepackaged deal, okay? They all knew what they wanted to do, and none of it cross-referenced with anybody else. So they said, we'll flip the coin, but since everybody knows what they want to do and they all agree, then we're just going to make it happen. And there it is, guys. Do want to mention a couple of things if you'll notice tonight. If you'll notice, the referees tonight are wearing a new outfit. If you've known by years past, they wore the white knickers, and you'll see they now are wearing a black pant with a stripe. And I'll tell you what, they're actually excited about it. And I said, well, tell me the deal. And they said, here's the deal. These are a lot cooler. And if you think about it, it makes sense. He said the knickers would make with the thigh muscles up there. He said it was almost like a big heat plume, and then you had this big sock over it. So these are much cooler. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys up front, don't ever think that Big Boy Lofton's going to put on a pair of knickers, okay?
Do they make them that big?
Yeah, well, that's a good part. You're right. Dothan Tent and Awning said that'd take too much money and too much time, right?
Dothan Tarpaulin, maybe.
Yeah.
The other thing is a couple of rule changes you might want to know about for this year. Eye shade. He said we don't like being the fashion police, but he said we're involved in that. Nothing on the eye shade. It's got to be one stripe of black eye shade in the eye socket. No writings, no sayings, no nothing. And then the second one is, this is interesting, if a ball's out of bounds and you jump out of bounds and try to throw it back in, that's actually a flag. It's called illegal participation. I'd have to see how that's called. That seems like that'd be a hard one to do, but nonetheless, those are two little rule changes we'll see this year, and we'll see how they impact us, guys. Back up to y'all.
Okay, thanks, Jimbo. We're getting ready for both teams to come out on the field. And, Keith, you have a couple updates for us on some new things with the Dothan Tiger team this year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit different year this year compared to last year. Last year we were a spread offense. We spread the field. We threw it all around. We were great inside between the 20s, but we had a little trouble once we got into the red zone and scoring. So they went to a new pro set this year. You're going to see a lot of I formation, fullback with his hand in the dirt, a lot of 3 to 5 yards in a cloud of dust, but a lot of clock control management, and it'll help when we get inside the 20. Also, a new coach who actually, also played with me at Alabama, Kevin Jackson, former Northview player, All-American at the University of Alabama, has been coaching in Mobile. He's the new defensive backs coach here with Coach White. Coach White's going to be acting as the defensive coordinator. Coach Hill, defensive coordinator last year, took a graduate assistant job at Georgia State with Bill Curry, here late in the summer. So Kevin will be calling the signals with Kevin on the sideline, kind of helping him diagnose that. So also, as of today, Peterson, running back, got an offer from Kentucky. So looking for big things from him this year. So it should be an exciting year.
Okay, we're getting ready for the kickoff and looking for, last year was a tough year for the Tigers. Year before last, they made it to the playoffs, and last year was kind of a rebuilding year. What do you see happening this year? Do you think the experience the guys gained last year will really make an impact this year?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can look at the size that these kids gained just from being 9th and 10th graders now to being juniors and so forth. A year experience, a year maturity, and actually understanding the play. They're not overwhelmed. So I'm anxious to see, expecting good things.
And the ball goes to Eagleton, and he gets it out to about the 25-yard line. So the Tigers will be starting at their own 25-yard line.
Well, on that, they just looked like they got a little excited and ran right past the blockers. Or the blockers actually ran past the other guys. They didn't, but they busted the wedge fine, but they came from the outside. We got to pick them up a little better on that. But we'll work all that out. First play of the year. Let's see what they come out with, if it's going to be spread or the eye.
And they're back with the quarterback that was a freshman last year. And he should be back this year doing some amazing things. He was pretty amazing last year, Deontay Thomas. The handoff goes to number 29, and he takes it up the middle and picks up about 5 yards on the carry.
And that was Peterson. Peterson's the one that received the offer from Kentucky. Actually, Karan Williams, a 10th grade quarterback, is taking the snaps now. I don't know if DD has been
Williams
pulled something or what the deal
number
is.
5. Okay. So it brings up second and about 4 for the Tigers. The ball just past the 30 at about the 32-yard line. Man in motion. And Jeff Davis did a good job of penetrating the line that time, and that play didn't develop. They didn't give it time to develop.
Well, what he did was he guessed the snap count. I mean, they're going on one. He must not be given much of a hard signal. He'll change that young quarterback. But if you'll notice the pro style, what they do is they sit off with the receiver split right, a split in to the left. He brought him in motion to have twins left. What it does, it spreads them out enough, but you also got that fullback and you got that man advantage right here in the box.
So it brings up 3rd and 5 for the Tigers of Dothan, opening night for the 2011 season. And
there you go.
Number 29, that's Peterson, and he
may catch him. I don't know. Let's go.
He takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
I don't think Jeff Davis, from looking at the film last year, expected Dothan to come out in a pro set with a I formation. But if you look right there, the fullback kicked out. He had one man to beat. They were running more along the lines of a 5-1 because they split him out with the twins. When the linebacker went to field, he was kicked out and sealed by the fullback, which put him right one-on-one with the safety, and then the safety couldn't run with him. So, I mean, that was an excellent execution on Dothan's part.
Peterson showed his speed that time. I tell you,
he's a big old boy. That cornerback about got him there, but that was excellent burst. He's got definitely good speed through the 40.
So it brings up, we're going for the extra point, and Dothan on a 3rd down. That third play of the game goes 6 to 8 yards for a touchdown run by Peterson. Jimbo.
Well, one thing I want to make sure everybody notes on that is that the gentleman there in Presley, the cornerback that we said almost caught him, now he's 5'7", 135, basically a small track man, and he's trying to catch, and that'll show you something about Peterson at 6 foot 215. So there's a good measurement right there, guys. Kind of like me running against Martin. I may weigh about 80 pounds more. I'm not sure if he can catch me, guys.
Well, I don't know about that either right now, Jimbo, but Peterson, I wouldn't bet he's 215 either. I bet he's closer to 220, 225. He's pretty well put together.
So Dothan come out on the very first drive of the game in 3 plays, and they're in the end zone.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, guys. Let me tell you, and of course y'all talked about it. Dothan's thought was, let's line up in the eye, let's give them some punch, let's see if we can soften them up a little bit. And after that number 12 on that earlier blitz, I tell you what, that was good blocking and great running.
So we're getting ready for the kickoff for the Tigers. And that's the way you want to start the season. It's a new season. Everything happened last year. So it's a new beginning. You get out there and you execute and try to get off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about this is Jeff Davis has only had 5 weeks to prepare. They have a new head coach who's only been there 5 weeks. So you're going to see them make mistakes. Dothan's got to capitalize on it like they did there, getting a little, not being able to be prepared for the I formation. So good kick coverage right there. Stopped them right there on the 11-yard line. So, good start for the Tigers for the 2012 or 2011 season.
That was Murray on the return, nothing there. So Jeff Davis will be starting deep in their own territory at the 12-yard line.
JD's they got a lot of young, little fast guys, and they're going to try to throw it. But the thing is, from watching in warm-ups, the quarterback does not throw the ball that well. Too many men on the field.
We have a flag.
Prior to the snap, illegal substitution, offense. 5 yards, still first down.
Okay, we had an illegal substitution, so they will move the ball back half the distance. Well, not quite half the distance, to about the 7-yard line. So they'll start deeper in their own territory.
And again, it's a first-year coach, been there 5 weeks. But all that they'll work out. This is going to be new for them.
Douglas Brown is the quarterback. He drops back and looks. He goes deep, but
intercepted.
And it's picked off by number 7.
Nice play.
McGee.
Wow, let me tell you, McGee wasn't a bad route, but McGee had a line on that thing as soon as it left the quarterback's hands, guys.
So Dothan comes out.
Hold on, there is a piece of laundry back there, guys. I don't think it's defensive, but let's see what we got.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. He tailor-made it. He looked at him, stared at him the whole way, threw it up for grabs, basically. Double covered.
Hey, Keith, he looked at it longer than I look at a steak, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sitting here yelling. I said that's going to be intercepted as soon as he threw it.
Okay, it was holding on the offense. Penalty declined, so it will be the Tigers' ball, and they will be starting at the 39-yard line of Jeff Davis.
Now we're going to spread a little bit.
Screen pass out to number 10, and that is Stratton.
Stratton with a nice play.
Stratton's going to be the exact opposite of Peterson. Peterson's going to be your fast, your big back, and Stratton comes in small, shifty. Good 1-2 punch here for Dothan.
So it brings up 2nd and 1 for the Tigers. The ball just shy of the 30-yard line.
We haven't even put the ball in the air, really.
They hand it off to Peterson again. That time he slipped, but he probably picked up enough yards for a first down. If not, it's going to be very close. Probably going to be just a little short. What do you think, Jimbo?
Yeah, he's just a smidge. I'll tell you what, he had a crease over here. Had he not got his foot got caught up right there coming through the pile, but he definitely had an opening.
I'd sneak it right here. There's a big gap right there to the left of the center.
So it brings up a 3rd and 1. Peterson takes it up the middle, and he takes it down to about the 21-yard line.
I tell you what, I'm impressed so far. One of the things that Kelvis did this summer was he brought his brother LaRon, who was actually the 3A coach of the year at Tanner up in Athens, who LaRon played offensive guard at Alabama, with me. And I tell you, he worked a lot of defensive or offensive blocking schemes in for this power running game that Dothan's showing tonight.
So Dothan has a 1st and 10 at the 23. They hand it to Peterson, and he's met head-on by some Jeff Davis defenders, and he's going to lose a yard on that play.
Peterson carries for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was just a missed assignment right there.
Hey, I was going to tell you, when you look at him down here at field level, not too many guys bigger than Peterson, so, there's no reason he should ever lose a yard unless it's just what you said, Keith, a missed assignment.
Yeah, the tackle released out, and he released his man free, but I don't think that was supposed to happen on that trap play.
Williams takes a snap, and he fakes it, and he keeps it. And he's going to go to the outside. He's down to the 5, he's at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to be down at the 2 mid.
A good run that time by Nicholas Kieran Williams. Sorry.
I tell you, I'm curious here. I'm looking on the side. I see DD there with his helmet on. Kelvis didn't allude to this when I was talking to him before the game, so I'm not really sure what's going on. And, like I said, he may want to get the young kids some work.
So Jeff Davis takes a timeout with 8:04 left in the first. The score is Dothan 7, Jeff Davis nothing. Okay, we're down at the 2-yard line. of Dothan.
Oh, a little Wildcat formation.
Yeah, they are in the Wildcat.
Well, I imagine where this is going.
There's no telling.
Power
just have to
left.
see.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, with no doubt with that. Oh,
Yeah, there's
well,
no question.
It goes to Peterson. He takes it in from 2 yards out. So Peterson with 2 touchdowns tonight. One from 6 to 8 yards out, and he takes that one in for 2 yards out.
I tell you what, if you got a high school fantasy team, I'm liking Peterson's chances for some touchdowns this year. The linebacker met him in the hole, and it looked like Bo Jackson meeting Brian Bosworth. He just backed on up. I mean, Peterson is a load, and Kelvis definitely is playing to his talent right now.
So Dothan scores again with 7:59, and that scoring drive was set up by an interception by McGee. And the extra point is good. So Dothan goes up 14-0. Did he make the extra point? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
14 they just hadn't put on the scoreboard. 14-0. Dothan leading Jeff Davis. We're getting ready for the kickoff after Dothan puts together their second scoring drive of the game.
Good kick.
And that one goes into the end zone, and it's going to come out to the 20.
The first and 10, JD at the 20.
Yeah, well, that was something we didn't do last year. Kick the ball in the end zone. I guess this soccer player that's got on football pads might be paying off.
Yeah, let me tell you. Let me tell you. In a 10th grader, you always like to see a 10th grader that's at a skilled position like that. That's showing you some promise. Hey, I like what I see so far. Is extra points. Both were pretty crisp, guys.
Yeah, with his name, Luis Pimento,
Yeah.
I guarantee you they got him off the soccer field.
Yeah, I'm with you. Kelvis been doing all that off-season work again.
Hey,
he
gotta do some recruiting
he found
now.
Didi up there playing with his little brother.
First and 10 for Jeff Davis, and they hand it off to number 11, and he takes it to the outside. That's Alan McClendon. McClendon picks up about 3. It will bring up 2nd and 7.
Gabe Sanders. Second down 7.
So far, it's been all Dothan tonight. They came out on the first drive and scored, and they scored on the next drive after turnover by Jeff Davis. And a good run to the outside that time by Alan McClendon. He gets Jeff Davis first down.
Yeah, Kirkland right there got caught inside, and which gave him the outside lane. One thing the cornerback has to do is tackle from the outside in. So if the running back's running to the sideline to the right, he needs to tackle from his right shoulder in. That way you don't let him bounce outside. You want to cut him back to where the flow is, and your teammates can mop up the traffic there. But that's one thing cornerback can't do is get beat inside like that.
First and 10 for the Volunteers of Jeff Davis. Hand off to number 11 again, McClendon, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage.
Much better, much better. You got containment there on the right side. Then you got Peterson and Hunter Smith that came up, and the defensive line is flowing. They're not necessarily pinching. They run kind of a zone scheme, and doing a real good job staying in their lanes and everything, and not really giving Jeff Davis a whole lot of creases.
So it brings up 2nd and 10. 6:45 left in the first quarter. It's been all Dothan. They're leading 14-0.
I tell you, I think we can get there right here from the left side. If we really go after him, I think we can get him right here. Oh!
Man in motion, and they give it to number 1. That's Jacory Reynolds, and he takes it down to about the 35.
Oh, yeah. Peterson came right from the end right there and went right. He would have gotten him if they had tried to throw it that time. Good play right there, gain of 4 or 5 yards, but we're definitely in a 3rd and long situation where Dothan wants to keep Jeff Davis.
3rd down 7.
3rd and 7 for Jeff Davis. This is The first drive, they turned the ball over without making a first down, and they were backed up in their own, deep in their own territory.
Yeah, Jeff Davis didn't like it, and that's probably a good, at this point, guys, kind of pivotal to go ahead and take that timeout because they don't need to turn it right back over to Dothan right now, as hot as that offense is.
So we have timeout on the field with 6:27 left in the first. Dothan 14, Jeff Davis nothing.
2011 football sponsor.
Third and about 7 for Jeff Davis. Quarterback keeps it, and he tried. And he was hit hard by Peterson.
Good tackle.
Peterson is on both sides of the ball.
There you go. One-man wrecking machine, guys, right now.
Kelvis told me there were two guys on the defensive side of the ball that has to play both ways, and he said there's no doubt the reason they have to play both ways. Peterson and McGee. And McGee's had an interception, and Peterson
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns and pretty forceful tackle there.
If this keeps up, the coach from Jeff Davis is going to go as Peterson for Halloween this year, guys, because he's going to have nightmares.
So it's a timeout. 5:56 left. Dothan leading 14-0. Okay, we're back, and we are ready. It's 4th down for Jeff Davis. I tell you, Peterson made a big hit to stall this drive.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Punt takes a Dothan roll, so it's going to be down at the 42-yard line. Jimbo, we were talking during the timeout about, I was asking you, do you smell into that good colonial bread baking out there?
Well, let me just tell you something, guys. It might be cooking over there, but just remember, it was 100 degrees at game time. There's a lot of things I smell, and so far there's no bread in that odor. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Actually, in reality, you said that was a great memory from being over here, was eating the colonial bread. And like you said, you can see what it did for my physique. Back to you guys.
Okay, Dothan has it on 42-yard line. This will be their third drive of the game. The screen pass over to number 8, and he breaks a tackle, and he's going down the sideline, and he's knocked out at the 30-yard line. That was Kirkland, Adrian Kirkland.
And if you notice, DD's back in the game, quarterback number 11. First throw of the game. They bring in another quarterback.
Hey, Keith, did you pick up the number of the other receiver out there? He did a nice job of turning his guy away from the play.
It was number 15, Sherman Hill.
Sure did. Yeah, we don't want Sherman to not get credit for that. That was a spring play there, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Just receivers working with receivers.
I tell you what, I know DD's real good out of the shotgun, but I would really like to see him underneath the center doing a little play action because he's got good footwork and a strong arm.
Deontay Thomas in at quarterback for the first time tonight for the Tigers. The handoff to number 10, Stratton, nothing there.
And if you look at DD's lower half, DD will be playing some linebacker during the year. He's about 5'10", 5'11", about 215 as well. And he'll give Peterson a run for his money. He's a tough guy and can throw it. I mean, you saw that last year as a 9th grader.
Oh, he was very impressive and showed a lot of poise last year to be a 9th grader. So it brings up 2nd and 9 for the Tigers of Dothan. Thomas drops back and throws a screen pass intended for number 8, Adrian Kirkland, is incomplete.
Yeah, he threw that ball a little bit hot on the right-hand side. When you're coming in from the left-hand side, you want it on your left shoulder so you can catch it and cut it upfield. He threw it a little bit behind him, which you just can't really feel the ball right there coming on a bubble screen.
So it brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Tigers of Dothan. We're down to 4 minutes, 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Dothan's leading 14-0.
Middle of the field's going to be open because watch the safety peel off to the right. If DD looks him off, he's going to peel off. It's open.
He goes long, deep, into the end zone for a touchdown to Bernard McGee.
Wow. Yeah, Bernard McGee just separated himself, guys, from that DB. There were 2 receivers in the area, and he just separated from the pack, guys.
I tell you what, Coach Hawkins from Jeff Davis, he's just really throwing his hands up in the air because this is not the same Dothan team he watched on film from last year. You've got 2 series with a 10th grade quarterback, Williams, 2 touchdowns from Peterson. Then you bring in D.D. Thomas comes in. They throw the ball down for a touchdown. I mean, and they're down 21 points, and he still hadn't figured out what defense to play.
And y'all may have mentioned this earlier. You do know, and a good fella, but this is his first game as a head coach after, I think, 16 years as an assistant at various places, guys. So welcome to the big leagues.
Oh, yeah, he's only been there 5 weeks.
That was a little off to the left. We shouldn't have bragged on him, guys.
Well, that really wasn't his fault. That was a snap that got in on McGee's hands, and he was a little late getting it down. So he probably missed his spot just enough to throw off the timing. I held a little bit at Alabama, and trust me, if I missed my spot, I would get yelled at by Proctor.
You didn't get nervous with Coach Stallings standing.
Now, hey, it wasn't me kicking. I was holding at that point, but Wade Rowe didn't like it very much. And I was just laying on the ground, dying, laughing, hoping Coach didn't hear me.
Yeah, so
we'll tell that story at halftime.
Okay, I want to hear the rest of that story.
I even got a good impersonation to go with it.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't you share it with our audience?
Well, we were working on specialty period, and Proctor got up there and he kicked his 4 and made every one of them, and Wade Rowe was backing up. And I was holding for Wade. And Wade missed all 4 of them, but didn't miss any of them by more than about a foot or an inch. I mean, Coach Stallings is standing about 2 foot behind him. He goes, "Hey, man, I ain't telling you how to do your job, but we don't get no points for kicking it around the goalpost, man." And that was funny in its own right. But nobody ever said anything back to Coach Stallings. Well, Wade decided, I'll finish it in just a second.
All right, here's another one of those rocket balls.
Good.
It goes into the end zone, so it's another touchback.
Come back to it, Keith. But if you notice, he does kick it soccer. Everything he kicks could go into a goal net too.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, back to you.
But anyway, and no sooner than Coach Stallings said that, Wade turned around and looked at him and said, well, Coach, I can't kick with you standing behind me watching me. Coach Stallings said, "Well, hey, man, I'm at every ball game." and he didn't even stop there. He said, "But I tell you what, when you finally get the kick, I'll go in the locker room." And then I hear Langham goes, "Well, that shows you how much you gonna kick." And I'm dying laughing at this point.
1st and 10 for Jeff Davis after another Dothan score. Pitch back and to the outside is number 27 for Jeff Davis. That's Knight.
That was a good job right there by, I think it was Lockett, playing left corner over there. Did you see he came up? He got blocked in, but he forced himself back out, and he took the right leg out because he couldn't get on the right shoulder, but he took the right side out, cut him back up, kept him to a 3-yard gain instead of a 7-yard gain.
So it brings up 2nd and 7 for Jeff Davis. It's been all Dothan tonight. They have come out and they've been very impressive, Keith.
They have.
They have the luxury of having 2 very efficient quarterbacks, and that's definitely
young
a luxury.
Quarterbacks. I mean, and I tell you this, my son went to the same quarterback academy all summer as D.D. and Williams, and both of them, I tell you what, my son's 9. They took the time with him. They listened. They're very, very respectful young men, and I tell you what, I think a lot of them, not as football players, but, the time they spent with my kid. But as football players, I tell you what, they're students of the game. And that's all you can ask for your quarterbacks. Know the game. And, I mean, D.D. didn't come out here throwing a fit because he wasn't starting right off the bat. He comes right back out and threw a touchdown pass.
Right.
I mean, that right there shows you the character of that kid who last year when he wasn't in the game, they couldn't do anything. Now he understands that other kids got to get some work just in case.
Right.
And like I said, I mean, and Kelvis is rotating a lot of DBs in, a lot of linebackers. He's getting a lot of kids, so a lot of work.
McClendon split wide. Quarterback rolls out and a missed tackle, but it's completed to number 6. That's Williams, enough for a Jeff Davis first down.
Hey, Keith, you like this. Kevin Jackson looked right at him. You don't go in there like a missile. You got to lock up. You saw what he did. He tried to just knock him down with the shoulder.
Hey, I tell Kevin, I think he decided I didn't really want to hit him. I kind of just eased off because he eased up. That should have been a knockout blow.
Yeah, you're right.
That should have been a $20,000 fine in the NFL.
There you go.
1st and 10, the ball at the 31-yard line of Jeff Davis.
I tell you what.
But Dothan did a good job of penetrating. That play was dead on arrival.
Dothan's rotating a lot of kids in every series, but I tell you what, they're just pinning their ears back. This quarterback, you know, he is not the most well, give me a word, Jimbo. He's not the best passer.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's overly fluid yet. But I'm gonna tell you what. At the time was the running back really, and I tiptoed in there that time. He didn't hit the hole hard, and he wasn't really looking for a pick. He was tensing up right when he got to the line. If it starts that now, it'll be a long night for Jeff Davis.
2nd and 9 for the Volunteers of Jeff Davis. Pitch back to number 1, and he's hit in the backfield. He's slowed down and got a little help.
Franklin Williams got through there quick right there on the defensive end. And I'll tell you this, looking at both sides of the line for Dothan High, they're not at the Purdue factory eating grilled chicken. They're down there at the beef place because them some big youngins. I mean, I don't know if I can say that any more country, but them are some big youngins.
Hey, Jimbo, have they been hanging out with you?
I'll just put the only way I'd feed those guys at an all-you-can-eat buffet. I ain't buying it straight off the menu for the boys.
Y'all wouldn't stay there long. They'd run y'all off.
That's when the owner comes out and says, that's all you can eat.
That's $4.95 worth. You need to leave.
We have a flag, and let's see what the call is.
Offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
I tell you what, Dothan is pinning their ears back, and they're putting a lot of pressure on that undersized offensive line for Jeff Davis. I mean, anytime you've got 3 guys, or you really 2 very large guys up, you know, in the front, and then you've got very mobile linebackers and very fluent defensive ends, you put a lot of pressure on an undersized offensive line to stop them.
So it's 3rd and 20 for Jeff Davis. This drive started on the 20, and they backed up to the 20.
Wow.
Handoff, and he was met by number 24 for the Tigers. That was Charles Corbett.
Tackle was made by Charles Corbett and Joseph Peterson.
You hear a common occurrence here on the speaker. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Peterson made the initial hit on that tackle, and I tell you what, he's finally coming out to get some rest, even though they're punting. If I was Melton, I would move up about 5 yards right here and go ahead and try to catch this punt because the punter doesn't have that strong of a leg either.
It'd be interesting what they do. He plays up a little close too, guys.
A flag again. Let's see what the call is.
I think we got somebody lined up out on Dothan. Let's see. He had his head over the ball.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
Again, I mean, you know, this is a very young Jeff Davis team, and Coach Hawkins, he's only been there 5 weeks. I mean, he's got them well organized the best you can for 5 weeks. I mean, you know, you don't have a chance to really put in your system and get acquainted with the kids to see what you have.
Dothan goes for the block, and get off a good punt. It's going to be blown dead at the 40-yard line of Dothan.
We got Stratton and Saffold coming in the backfield with Dede. Tell you what, that left side of that offensive line is huge.
I'm just, like I said, I'm looking right now and I'm going, you know, if you were those guys and they say they're hungry, you better call somebody else to give them a ride home.
You better call an ambulance, get them there quick.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. The handoff.
Good hard running by
That was to number 10.
Stratton.
Stratton, yes.
I tell you, that's what I want to see, though. I want to see Dede underneath the center, you know, because he never had to do it last year. Williams is taking some snaps. I mean, I know they worked on that all summer long, you know, taking snaps, rotating, 3-step drops, 5-step drops, and so forth. And but, yeah, that's what I want to see for later on in the year. I want to see Dede with the drop steps.
So it brings up 2nd and 6 for the Tigers.
Play action. Give me some play action. It's open.
And that time Stratton is hit in the backfield, and Dothan will lose yards on that play.
Yeah, Saffold, the fullback right there, he fielded, but he didn't field the correct hole. The guy came in the 7-hole, came up right outside the tight end, right outside the tackle, got free. You know, just some small kinks that I'm sure they'll work out when they look at the film is when you fill a hole, you got to make sure you get the penetrating guy, not just necessarily whichever hole you come to first.
Okay, we're at the end of one, and the score is Dothan 20, Jeff Davis nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter after this timeout.
We're going to a trips here, 4 wide. Gosh almighty, they got man on the outside again.
Hello and welcome back to Rip Hughes Stadium. We're at Knowledge Field tonight where the Dothan Tigers are taking on the Jeff Davis Volunteers. I'm Mick Kirkland along with Keith and Jimbo tonight, and it's been all Dothan.
It has. Dothan's came out with a very balanced offensive attack. They've ran some pro sets, I formation, some split sets, and you know they're in a 4 wide right here.
The snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
And I mean, I tell you, from looking at that, Jeff Davis hadn't figured it out yet. They've kept them on their heels, and they've had man coverage right now on their best receiver. They got burned on it a while ago. From looking at that formation, they were rolling into man on him again. I mean, Dothan is playing the matchups and doing a great job of getting their best players matched up one-on-one, whether it be with Peterson here on the linebacker or if it be Kirkland outside on the cornerback. And there they go again. They don't have safety help. The safety's too far over this way. He's on an island out there. All he's got to do is skinny post it.
And that time Thomas keeps it, and he gets up near the 50. It's going to be close to a Dothan first down.
Right. Dede had a good read right there. I mean, he had a good flow. He cut it back where the hole was. Jeff Davis got him short, but I believe right here Kelvis is going to go for it, and just we're going to see this power running game behind them.
Correction, 4th down 1.
Those big left guard and that big left tackle, because, I mean, you can see them right here in the screen. I mean, there's some big kids, 78, 71, and I believe right here we're going probably quarterback sneak. Snap it quick.
So it's a 4th and 1 for the Tigers. The ball is at midfield, right on the 50-yard line. Thomas takes the snap, and he hands it off to none other than Peterson, who gets the first down. Well,
I'll tell you this. I mean, Coach Hawkins told me before the game that his nose tackle is being looked at by Division I colleges. And if that's the case, going off what he told me, I'm even more impressed by how Dothan is doing from the offensive tackle, offensive guards, center, everybody across there. They're doing a great job if his defensive line is what he described to me. So, even more impressive.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. The ball at the 49-yard lines of Jeff Davis.
They've got a skinny post all day if he wants to throw it.
That time Thomas faked it, the pass, and pulled it down. That was a smart thing to do. And he picked up about 7 yards on the play.
He also said the cornerback that they keep matching up on McGee out there is a Division I prospect. He's already been beat once, and he just released on the outside. He's given him the inside release, trying to play outside coverage coming in. But with Dede's arm and McGee's body position, it's going to be hard to stop him if they decide to go there.
So it brings a 2nd and 6, a 2nd and 4, a gain of 6. And we have a flag, and let's see what the call is.
It may be I don't know. We'll see if it's covered up right on the receivers. Let's see if it's a formation deal. Hold on.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
I didn't see it, Jimbo. Did you?
Well, I saw, and you know, first game, and I always like that when the referees will talk to a guy and give him a little consultation. And one of the refs was talking to one of the receivers, so I'm not convinced. I wasn't convinced the lineup was exactly right if they didn't have them covered up wrong.
Okay.
So it brings up 2nd and 9 after the 5-yard penalty.
We move McGee right here on the bottom, and again they're going man here with. Let's see if we pick it up. The flare was open. Good
block. Thomas still on his feet, and he takes it down to the 25.
Yeah, that was it LeGrand, Jimbo? That was LeGrand, 88.
Yeah, let me tell you, it was not only that, but the nice thing was it looked like, and we've seen quarterbacks before head for the sideline, and what he did was cut field guys, and you saw what he picked up by turning it up was about an extra 15.
Well, I mean, you look at DD's lower body. We done, described that he is not your typical let me run out of bounds quarterback.
No, and you got to remember he was banged up most of last year too, guys, with an ankle.
That was about a 25-yard gain. And that was Stratton on the carry, and he picks up about 8 or 9 yards, but there's another flag.
Tackle made by Knight.
We'll see what the call is.
Again, a legal motion. You see how fluid the offense was when they were running the I formation. Everything, little shifts here, little shifts there. When you get that many wide receivers out there, and we had this problem last year, trying to get them lined up, trying to adjust them, and there's definitely a clash in some offensive philosophies with Dothan. Collins wants to throw it, spread it, and do all this. To win the
Slot
game,
man never came set.
You've got
5 yards previous
to
spot.
practice that nonstop,
first
but
down.
then you put so much pressure on your defense. With the power running game, you look at that offensive line. You've got to utilize what your talents are and do it better than anybody else. You will not get blown out doing that, and you will win a lot of football games. I promise you this. Mal Moore and Gene Stallings, we grinded it out. It was the most boring type football you ever played. But as soon as you sit in it and try to put 8 in the box, we would hit you deep.
We would like to
And
invite you to our
it forces you to be on your game nonstop, and you can't guess what we're going to do. As soon as you get caught guessing, you get burnt deep. But when you spread it out, it tells them, hey, we're going to throw it right here. You don't make them think. If you change formations that much and get that drastic, on 3rd and long, everybody knows you're going to go ahead and spread them out. But when you try to get too creative, too fancy, it causes a lot of problems.
Okay, Jimbo, you have anything for us?
Yeah, I'm already thinking about that halftime hot dog, guys. So there's my contribution for the early part. Now I'll tell you what you actually are seeing. Boy, each side feeding off the other. You look at the defense. You're talking about them pinning their ears back. When the offense has hung 20 points up already in the first quarter, then it gives you that opportunity to those guys get a little fired up. And I hate to use the word gamble a little bit, but that's it. Say, hey, take a chance, go in, and be a little more aggressive. And so far, it's paying off. I'm not going to say that we're going to start singing "Turn Out the Lights" yet, but Tigers push one down here. It's going to make it awfully tough for Jeff Davis to mount any kind of comeback, guys.
So it's 1st and about 15 for the Tigers. The ball back at the 30 after a penalty. Thomas takes the snap. He hands it off to number 21. That's Charles Corbett. He picks up a couple of yards.
21 who?
Corbett. Not Corbett. Saffold.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Saffold.
I thought my sheet was wrong.
No, it's my eyes were wrong.
Oh, okay. I have that problem too. My ears don't work half the time.
And they're connected to my brain, so that's double trouble there.
Yeah, that was a good Jimbo comment.
Yeah, admit I'm not. I'm just going to leave that there. I think we'll let the fans at home add all they want to that one.
Thomas
good play.
Pass over
good
to
play, Melton.
Melton, and he should have enough for another Dothan first down.
I tell you what, being a former receiver in the slot, I loved his hands. It was a low throw. He could have forced himself to go down and make the play. He caught it with his hands and never broke stride. That was a great play by Melton.
So it brings up a 1st and 10. The ball at the 12. So Dothan can get a first down without making a touchdown.
Man, look at the slant right here.
Flag. We'll see what the call is.
I tell you what, I'd love to see some play.
Dothan again
False
moving.
start. Offense. 5 yards. Still first down.
Jimbo, is it the receivers again?
Yeah, it was a receiver on the far side over there because he's walking back, saying, hey, me, I'm sorry. They need to go ahead and push it in on this drive, or else they'll tell him watching the film that sorry doesn't matter. Hopefully they'll go ahead and push it in and overcome. But that'll drive a coach crazy. First and 10 from the 11, basically, and then you go immediately take a 5-yard penalty. So
I would love to see some play action.
I would too. Let's see what happens.
Look at all them people in the box. Gosh, I'd love to see some play action.
First and 15 for the Tigers.
Oh,
touchdown.
Let me tell you guys.
To McGee.
Wow, what a play. Boy, when he made that cut, when McGee made the cut, it was all over but the crying for the DB, guys.
That was what you call a 7 route. You come in, you fake the post, fade it out to the corner. Beautiful route, beautiful throw. Love some play action, Jimbo. You got 8, 9 men in the box right there. You run a little play action fade or corner out. Man, I tell you what, that puts a lot of stress on that defensive back.
So Dothan scores again with 7:37 left in the first half. They go up 26-0. Now they're going for the extra point. They missed their last extra point attempt.
I got a good look here at Kirkland Holden. Let's see. Good adjustment. Good.
It's good.
And while we're swapping, Mitt, I want to comment on the white wristbands that the coaches are wearing. It's in they're honoring Coach Terry Collins tonight, former coach here at Dothan High. As everybody else, or most people know, he owns Screen Tech now, and he also is suffering from ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. He's been fighting that battle for about 5 years now. Coach Collins, has really had a hard time here lately. We do a charity event here every year that he was actually involved with Kevin Turner, who has Lou Gehrig's disease. And I tell you what, Coach Collins is a very giving, a very classy human being. And but Dothan High coaches are wearing those white wristbands with his initials on it tonight. And Kelvis wanted me to definitely mention that to the people out there. Just pray for him, his family. A lot of trying times. There's some good news coming out of Northwestern this past week that they finally think they found the not the cure, but what causes it, which when you find out what causes it, then you can learn to attack it, maybe slow the progression, and so forth. But, our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, and, they're going to honor him at halftime, and I think that speaks volumes for, Dothan High doing that.
And I knew Terry and I went to high school together, and he was always just a great person. And, when you had that tournament, we did the public service announcement, the courage and just that Terry showed just was such, it was just unbelievable.
Another touchback. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah.
First and 10, JD at the 20.
Like when we did that, Terry was sitting here and we were like, both he and Kevin were, I think the funny story about that was I had to do most of the talking, because they have, speech problems and breathing problems and it took me like 2 or 3 takes to get my lines, and it took Kevin and, Coach Terry one time, and Kevin, and Kevin looks up and says, well, I thought we were the ones with the speech problem. And
hey, by the way, guys, just get a little idea now. It's 27-0, and big play there kicked off, and the number 29, our good friend, the star, jumps up and does a little chest bump with somebody. That's what the flag's about. Well, let me tell you something. I would almost bet 2 dinners at the Waffle House he won't do it again after what Coach Kelvis White got through talking to him about. And matter of fact, he's turned around and he's talking again to him, if you know what I mean.
15 yards, first and 10.
Well, that's the White coming out in him. I promise you. One thing Kelvis has brought to Dothan High, and if I'm wrong, please jump in. But he's brought discipline to this program, and these kids respect him, and they will play for him no matter what. I've never seen these kids quit.
No, they don't quit. They don't.
Yeah, best thing that just happened to that young man was that a play's about to start because Kelvis just released him.
So it's first and 10 for Jeff Davis on their 20-yard line. They have been backed up all night. And Dothan's special teams have done a really good job.
Yeah, I tell you what, could you imagine that the White household with Lewis, LaRon, and Kelvis trying to get the turkey wing? I mean, Kelvis is the biggest, but I still think old Coach White probably the meanest. I've ate with him. I've seen it. Kelvis was young back when I used to come home with LaRon, but he's always been a big old boy.
Oh, yeah. So a gain of 8. It brings up 2nd and 2 for Jeff Davis. They're yet to get on the Dothan side of the field tonight.
It's been real good. And I tell you what, I mean, I didn't get to see the Northview game last night, but Northview had a big win. And, you know, this could spark a little bit curiosity come that Northview-Dothan game later on down the line. So, you know, if people are tuning in now, you know, definitely, you know, come out to that game. That might be something you want to be in at Rib Hughes to watch because it could be a lot of fun.
Northview was very impressive in their first game. They won it 49-12 over Rehoboth.
Snap. False start. Offense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
But I would love to see both teams have very good seasons this year, and it comes down to that city championship.
Grudge match, I tell you what, and you got white versus white, and we'll just see which one goes.
Well, one thing you could say, Coach White's going to win that game.
I think that's pretty good money to put on that one, Jimbo. What do you think?
I put money on that one. So it brings up a 2nd and about 7.
Yeah, we had a timeout call, had a little player substitution going on, and looked like we were going to get caught with a 5-yard penalty for it not being right. So Coach White said, let's put a stop on that and let's restart.
So with 7:13 left in the first half, the score is Dothan 27, Jeff Davis nothing. So 2nd and 8 for Jeff Davis. A quick out pass.
Yeah,
and
got a flag down on that side too, guys.
Boy, the laundries has started to fly in here lately.
Yeah, if this keeps up, they're going to have to give a truck back over to get it all clean. There's so much of it.
Yeah, well, they got one of the local people watching them too, so they're being watched. So they want to show that they know the rules.
We need to call Tim Morrow. He could probably make some money. Village cleaners out here, all this laundry. What you think?
Give them a plug. Give them a plug.
That's right.
Village
There
cleaners.
we go. That's right.
Got Williams warming up down here. They look like going to let him throw a little bit.
Yeah, next time, I think that's what I'll do. Next time I go into the laundry, I'm going to tell them to knock 50 off my bill because we had some advertising.
Illegal formation. Offense. One of the wideouts did not report inside the 9-yard marks prior to the snap.
Okay. So that will move Jeff Davis back even further. So to bring up 2nd and about 12. This drive started on the 20. And it's pretty much stalled out. Bunch of penalties.
Oh.
Good pursuit that time. It looked like number 11 was going to be able to break something. That's Alan McClendon, but Dothan did a good job of recovering and containing the run.
Jamarian Kelly, number 48, missed him twice, and then he finally got him when they slowed him down, but he laid a pop to him. I tell you what, that was good. That was a good motor right there. He missed him the first time. He came back by, missed him again, and he kept running.
So it brings up a 3rd and 9 for Jeff Davis.
Okay.
A lot of pressure being put on the quarterback, but he gets to the outside. And he gets enough for a first down. He moves it out to the 36.
Yeah, that was a boy. Once the contain got out, 55 was in good pursuit, but the legs weren't going quite as fast as the heart was, guys.
Well, I tell you what, they could have easily threw a flag for blocking in the back on that one. His head was not, and I'm not being nitpicky here, but that's something that they'll have to work on later on. But that head did not get in front of the numbers. It was in the back.
So timeout on the field with 5:53 left in the first half. It's 27 for Dothan, nothing for Jeff Davis. 1st and 10 for Jeff Davis after a big run by the quarterback. Number 11, McClendon. Number 18, I'm sorry, that was Brown.
Outside.
They hand it off to number 1, Ja'Cory Reynolds, and he picks up a good 7 or 8 yards. Actually about 9 yards, so it brings up 2nd and 1. Dothan's leading 27-0. We're down to under 5.5 minutes. Jimbo, any thoughts so far in this game?
Well, you know, for right now, I think what Dothan High is obvious. What I'm hearing the coaches say over here on the sideline is, let's keep up our intensity. This is, you know, this is a 4-quarter game.
Dothan ball. Dothan ball.
Yep, fumble, and Dothan recovered that one. That's a drive breaker.
There we go. Yeah, you know, and you're right. Just when Jeff Davis, I'm not going to say had some momentum, but had something positive to think about, and then there you go, turnover. Boy, that'll take the wind out of your sails, guys.
It will. So Dothan recovers a Jeff Davis fumble, and they will get the ball at the 45-yard line.
Tell you what, this. If you see a score here, you might see the starters play the first drive of the second half, and that might be all we see.
I was going to say, do you see them go for a big strike right here?
Yeah.
It'd be not a bad time to try it.
Yeah, you do it right here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a delayed release right there from Kirkland. Oh.
And the laundry continues.
My goodness. Every time we've got in that 4-wide set and all this, we've had a
Offense. 5 yards, still second down.
We've had a flag. Finishing my thought, I kind of had a brain freeze, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just not really impressed with the spread right now as much as I am the I formation. I mean, right now we got 5 wide receivers.
So it's 1st and 15 for the Tigers of Dothan. They're leading 27-0 over Jeff Davis.
If we wheel that slot guy down the sideline, he's going to be gone.
Thomas rolls out. Finds it. Oh, he found an open receiver. That was number
Sherman,
5.
Number 5?
Yes.
That's 15, Sherman Hill.
Was it 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
5 is Williams, the backup
Okay,
quarterback.
the one was hidden from me. But it was right in his hands. I think he kind of took his eyes off the ball.
Well, what he did was instead of catching the ball with his hands, he caught it, tried to catch it like this, and it went right through him. I mean, if you're going to catch it like that, you better get your hands up on top of the ball. But anytime you need to catch your hands, make yourself a diamond, get the nose of the ball in there, squeeze it around.
We have an injury on the field.
If you notice, there was some
I think
separation.
That's a cramp.
Well, it may be, but guys, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, he was holding his right behind his knee, so we'll just we'll see. And if you saw the separation on the comeback, I'm not so sure he didn't twist it. We'll see. Good folks from Southern Bone and Joint out here checking it out.
Okay, Dothan leads 27-0, 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Dothan was called for an illegal formation, so that moves the ball back, and it's 1st and 20 now. This drive started on the 45. Go ahead, Jimbo.
I'd go airborne again because you got a new DB in here right immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see what happens.
You notice they're playing off right there with the safety. So
Yep.
There's the wheel route. There's the bubble screen. There's the first down. That's number 8, Kirkland.
Adrian Kirkland with the reception and a big first down. It was 1st and 20, and he picked up about 30.
Well, I mean, it was obvious what they were doing. I mean, Jeff Davis right now is just outmanned. I mean, and we're not going to be able to say that much this year because we're not very deep as far as the depth chart goes. So, it's good to see all these guys getting work, getting more experience, and actually the fundamentals that are taught there are obvious. I mean, these kids are very fundamentally sound.
First and 10 for the Tigers. The ball at the 25-yard line of Jeff Davis. And they hand it off to Stratton, and he's going to be brought down at the gain of about 2.
Fontaine Stratton carries for the Tigers.
Ain't seen Peterson in a while.
Oh, they're giving him a break.
You know, let me turn around and see if I can get another view for trying to see if Kelvis has still got him over there talking about the, you know, the display of joy earlier.
Kelvis. He's nowhere near Kelvis, which is probably wise.
2nd and 8 for the Tigers. The ball inside the 25 at the 23. Looked like we had somebody to jump off side.
All right, that's one thing I'm going to say about tonight, and we'll get there is, you know, the penalties, the illegal motions, the false starts, and things like that. That you know you got to work out the kinks right now.
Yeah, I think that one was against Jeff Davis.
Interesting little deal. Collins looked around at some folks and somebody tell him to go in motion. I don't believe he was supposed to move on that play, but nonetheless.
The officials are still sorting things out.
Jimbo, how's that weather down there? Is it hot? Because your head's glistening.
I already told you, man, it's never too hot for football. I got out of my car and it dropped right below 100. So it's and we got a nice cool breeze. It's probably 96.
Hey, and these beautiful shirts, scenic shirts that Bobby got us are as dark as they can get. And they're like Bahama shirts, he said. I promise you I wouldn't wear this in the Bahamas.
They just absorb heat.
They absorb heat and sweat and everything else.
Yeah.
That penalty was called against the Tigers, so that backed him up, and it's going to be 2nd and about 14.
But they are fall shirts.
They are.
And I know Bobby's probably going to be editing this. That's why I said that.
He won't be editing, but he'll definitely be watching. Yeah.
That was just a little miscommunication right there between DD and Stafford. DD got a little fastball about 5 yards, and it was a little low and a little hot.
So it brings up a 3rd and about 13 for the Tigers. They're kind of out of sync right now.
They are. This is something that they definitely need to work on, is their rhythm and timing. And, I mean.
And another flag.
I do not.
Yeah, they called a timeout there. They didn't like what they did. I think Collins just says, "Let's get over here, boys. Let's get our act together."
Well,
all right. Yeah,
I'm not going to be negative early on, but I think it's obvious where we're better at. I mean, I'm just. Am I wrong, Jimbo? Are we a lot more fluid, a lot more confident out of the I formation, running play action than we are when we spread the field?
Yeah, we're definitely more confident there now. You know, the flip side of that, the only thing I would say is, and of course you'd say, hey, first game, why don't you just keep working what you're working? You know, maybe they recognize that and say, hey, you know, we're up 27-0. Let's see if we can work a little of this in. But I'm like you, hey, it's first game. Let's make sure we refine what we got.
Well,
and you know, and let's do that, because you want to do some of that, you'll have an opportunity in the second half. If you punch one more in now, make this thing 34-0, and you can work on whatever you want just about in the second half.
A little birdie told me in the jamboree and in several of the scrimmages it was the same way that this is turning out to be. When they ran in the eye, touchdowns, first downs. But every time that Collins tries to do this, everything goes wrong.
It's 3rd and long for the Tigers. The ball just outside the 27-yard line, at about the 28. And they go with the reverse.
It looks pretty good.
And that was number 7, Bernard McGee, on the reverse. He picks up probably about 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. Now here's an interesting little play. Fourth down. You got a good kicker. Fourth down, but you're at the 20-yard line. So
well,
I'm not sure you don't go for it.
If it was me, if this kid was even close to his range, I'd let him try it. You're up big. There's 2 minutes left in the half. Let the kid try it. If he makes it, man, he gets a lot of confidence.
Sure.
I mean, that's me. But Collins wants to spread the field and throw the ball.
Let's see if we get it. Let's see if they don't go with a hard count, though. Let's see what we get on the count.
4th down, and Thomas rolls out, and more laundry.
Let me know when we go to break.
Illegal procedure.
Let's see if they.
Hey, Jimbo, find out who the statistician is down there, and I want to know how many offensive penalties, non-holding offensive penalties we've had in the first half.
We'll go with this: 7 false starts in the second quarter alone.
And every one of them's been in the spread formation. And look,
Thomas is going to be sacked for a loss, and so Dothan turns the ball over on downs.
Jimbo, how many quarterback sacks do we give up out of the I formation?
Say that one more time, Keith.
How many times was the quarterback sacked out of the I formation?
I can answer that one. Probably none.
Okay, just checking.
All right, I'm not going to call it a subtle hint, but I see where you're going.
So it's 1st and 10 for Jeff Davis, and they will be starting in probably their best field position all night there. Their own 33-yard line.
I tell you what, I would like to see, just so I can see what the DBs are going to do and what kind of influence Kevin's had on them. I'd like to see him throw the ball some.
Good tackle. Good open field tackle that time by number 2 for the Tigers, Milton.
You notice he did a lot better there. He still almost got caught inside. If he'd got caught inside then, it would have been a big gain. He's got to remember, stay on that outside shoulder. Hit him outside. If you miss him with him cutting back in. You can't let him get to the perimeter.
That was Ja'Cory Reynolds on the carry. So it brings up a loss of 2 yards. So it brings up 2nd and 12.
All right, now here's where we're going to see what the DBs and the safeties are doing. Everything looks good on the base. I want to see him throw it. Ooh, a little zoom
Quarterback drops back, and he's being pursued, and he completes it to number 6, Williams.
He's going to be about a yard short. Hunter Smith right there, he didn't I think he was supposed to be out there in the flats and just didn't get out there. I think that was kind of a busted coverage on his part. But all in all, I mean, I see him rotating and shifting pretty well.
3rd and 3.
I'd love to see him blitz him. I don't think that quarterback can get rid of it quick. Ooh.
It's complete, and it's enough for a 1st down and a big hit that time coming from Milton. We're down to 20 seconds in the half, and Jeff Davis in the hero-up offense.
Right, they need to cover deep. They need to drop. All right, they just switched. They got, who's that, Kirkland there. And they got number 20, Flowers. They need to get a little bit deeper. They spiked it.
So Jeff Davis spiked the ball and to be able to get a play on the field.
And some they're bringing in a nickel package here because, of course, I mean, you just want to keep everything in front of you. You're going to have McGee, Flowers dropping deep. They're going to start probably 15 yards off the ball, but by the time the ball snaps, they're going to be 20 yards or so off of the ball. They're going to drop back and keep everything in front of them. Cornerback's probably going to give a 10, 12-yard cushion, drop straight back.
So it's 2nd and 10. Quarterback drops back. He's being pursued. And he tries to hit his receiver on the sideline. That was number 16, the intended receiver,
Brown.
So it brings up 3rd and 10 and 7.8 seconds left in the first half.
I got a little coaching up going over here, guys. Kelvis just keeps whispering the ref. They're chopping us, man. Chopping us, Mr. Umpire. So you never, you make sure you make sure they see what you think you're seeing.
And they are. That's why I was going to make a comment on that earlier, but I think you can do it as long as they're not engaged. Good
It's
catch.
complete, and it's enough for a first down to the
That's
35.
a nice catch. Got to give it a nice catch by number 6, Jeff Davis.
Okay, I don't think this quarterback can actually throw the ball 45 yards. I may be wrong. I'm fixing to find out. I guarantee it, because this is going to be a big
And he ain't going to get a chance to, guys. They didn't have to. I mean, with a minute, with 1.3, you can't do that. But anyway.
Yep.
So we're at halftime, and the score is Dothan 27, Jeff Davis nothing. We'll be back with halftime activities after this timeout. But Jimbo, do you have something for us?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, hold on, Brian. We're still rolling.
We'll chat for a second. All right, Coach, big first half. How you feel about that first half?
Well, and at the end right there, I hope. But for the most part, it's pretty good. But we're playing a good game. But we gotta make some corrections. We got to fix some things we're doing wrong, because against a better football team, we'll be in trouble. So.
Yeah, well, tell me, that's what I say. You go up with a 27-0 lead, Coach. What do you tell your team at the half?
Oh, we our motto has always been killing that with a sledgehammer. So we're gonna keep on punching, and we gotta develop that killer instinct. So we're not gonna let up. We're gonna hopefully keep on playing, because just like we scored 27, they can too. So we're just gonna keep on getting after it.
All right, good stuff. Go get your team. Thanks, Coach. All right, guys, you heard it there. Killing that with a sledgehammer. And I can tell you what's going on out here. I need a couple of sledgehammers, because that hurricane, I believe, has blown in a lot of gnats. Either that or that Crystal Burger I ate for lunch is starting to give off an aroma. So back to you guys.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jimbo likes interviewing Kelvis, because he actually looks small.
I don't look small, but I look smaller. How about that?
Okay. We'll go for that.
All right, guys, good stuff. I'll see you after the half.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back with halftime activities after this timeout.
Bring me in, Mitt.
Okay, we're at halftime, and standing on the sideline with a whole lot of beautiful young ladies is Jimbo Lofton. Jimbo, talk to us.
Well, I'll tell you this is what I call best seat in the house right now. I got a great-looking group from cheerleaders from Dothan High. What do y'all think about the game so far?
Yeah!
Y'all fired up so far about this?
Yeah!
Y'all think I deserve a hamburger after the game?
Yeah!
All right, hey, I love them, and they're doing a great job. All right, who's going to win tonight? Anybody want to predict the final score? You heard it, 50-something. I got to love that score. All right, there you go. Back to you guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jimbo. and thanks to the cheerleaders, too. Let's quickly recap the first half. Dothan scored first with 10 minutes, 25 seconds left in the first quarter. They scored on that first drive. 3 plays, 68-yard TD run by Peterson, and Dothan took a 7-0 lead. Next play, Jeff Davis turned it over, an interception by McGee, and Dothan took the ball in, a 2-yard TD run by Peterson to make it 14-0. On Dothan's next possession, they got the ball on their own 42-yard line. Then a 31-yard TD pass from Thomas to McGee, and to make it 20-0. That was with 4:34 left in the first. We're still in the first quarter there.
Wow, that's a good first quarter.
Dothan missed the extra point, so the score was 20-0. Now, Dothan scored again at the beginning of the second with 7:37 left in the second. A 17-yard TD pass from Thomas to McGee again. Jeff Davis fumbled the ball. Dothan got the ball, but they turned it over on downs, and they lead 27-0 at halftime. Kevin, how about recapping their first half for us?
Well, basically, you came out and saw Dothan using their, huge offensive line. Peterson is a big, strong, great running back. A lot of play action from Williams and from Dede. Good balanced attack. 20 quick points. Then after, when 37 left in the second quarter, we decided to get kind of fancy, spread the field, throw it all over the place, and we turned the ball over on downs. I'm anxious to see exactly, what here. I think we've got a strong running game. I think we've got a strong defense. I think we've got great young skilled players. And they're only going to get better as the year goes on. I mean, they had a great year last year for some of these young kids, and they've matured, and a lot of kids are being able to play tonight and get a little more depth for further on in the season. So far, a good first half for the Dothan Tigers.
Okay, the Tigers had the ball in the opening, so they will be kicking off to Jeff Davis, who had put together a pretty good drive the closing minutes of the first half, but weren't able to. They ran out of time, and they try reversing it. Reverses, and number 20 makes a big hit.
As Flowers.
Wow.
Starting free safety. I tell you what's funny. You look at Mr. Iron Man play both ways. Peterson, he's sprint man on the kickoff as well.
He's all over the place. So,
guys, let me tell you, it is a good thing he read it because there was some daylight. He doesn't make that tackle, but hey, you know what? That's why you play 11 men on the field, not 10, right?
That's right. So, Jeff Davis will be backed up deep in their own territory again. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 10. Handoff to number 11 for Jeff Davis.
Clendon. Alan McClendon right there. The junior, 5'9", 165 pounds. I guess that's why he kind of got launched when he got hit by that 250-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah, that will do it to you. He picked up about 7 yards, so it brings up 2nd and about 6 yards, 2nd and 4. The ball at the 15. And they pitch it back to McClendon again, number 11.
Well, you see, I can't see if that's Melton over there or McGee. Okay, that was McGee coming in from the safety position, filling. You had, I believe, Flowers also over there, and number 6, Martin. Nicholas Martin did a great job. You see what he did. He turned the guy back in, stopped the big play, because if he wouldn't, safeties have a hard time covering without them scoring, 50 or running 15, 20 yards before they can get to him.
So it's a first down for Jeff Davis. The ball just outside the 20-yard line. And it goes to number 10. That's Barnes.
Claiming the ball carrier, Hunter Smith and Joseph Peterson on tackle.
So Jeff Davis has come out this second half attacking, running the ball.
They have. They're going right after the smaller side of the Dothan defense, and playing 4 or 5 yards at a time, trying to cut back on some mistakes and get a little momentum going in their way. But, Kelvis has shifted back and brought in a little bit more of the beef right here to try to stop some of that running game.
2nd and 4.
As you can see right there, he ran kind of a stack 4-4 right there, basically with the 4 down linemen, the 4 linebackers, putting 8 men in a box, daring them to do what they did, or daring them to throw the ball, actually. And it's just hard to run against that 4-4 stack.
McClendon picks up a couple of yards, so it will bring up 3rd and 2. The ball at the 30.
Tell you what, I would pin it back right here, and I would just blitz. I would blitz from the outside in and try to cause a pile with my 3 big ones right there, kind of running a 3-4 set. And looks like he's going to the 4th. Yeah, he's going to a 5-3 right here is what it looks like.
And the quarterback fakes a pitch.
Good pursuit. Oh, my goodness.
And he finds an open receiver, and he goes, and he's still on his feet. He gets down to about midfield. A gain of about 20.
I tell you, Julian Thomas right there, I think number 3 kind of got lost in the shuffle there. He didn't shift and follow through. His guy came across the field. He didn't follow him. That led to an open area in the weak spot of the zone.
So Jeff Davis comes out. This drive started on the 10-yard line, and they moved it out to midfield. The quarterback keeps it a good fake, and he picks up another 15 yards.
Tell you what,
16 yards.
The defensive end on this end, I believe it was number 88 again, LeGrand. He got caught down low. One thing you can't do as a defensive end, your job is to contain. What he's doing is he's running down the line trying to make that tackle from behind. What he's got to do is he's got to come upfield, and then if the quarterback decides to do that, he's going to cut him right into the pursuit. But what he did was he tried to go run down the line of scrimmage to catch the guy from behind. The quarterback just pulled it and ran right behind him. And like I said, that's when your fundamentals break and you try to get too aggressive as a player, you leave holes and you have big plays. So that everybody's got to remember to do their job and stay in their lanes. But all in all, it's been a good night for LeGrand.
Yeah, JD stayed in the huddle a little long and had to go ahead and burn an early timeout. So there you go. But you got to be impressed with how JD came out, being down 27-0. They came out and took the fight to him to start with, guys. Back to you, Mitt.
Okay, 29 left in the third. It's a 27-0 Dothan lead. First and 10, the ball inside the 35 of Dothan. Jeff Davis has done a good job on this drive. It started on their own 10-yard line.
Much better. Oh, goodness gracious.
And they let him bounce out, and he could take it in, and he does. Number 27 takes it in for the touchdown. That was Knight.
Again, the linebacker got caught over there in the junk and not staying in his lane. Anytime you get out of your zone or your lane, whatever you want to call it on defense, you make yourself well, I can't say it. You basically put into play that guy with the cutback.
Yeah, and Keith, looking at the speed when he turned the corner, I thought we had an angle on him, but nice effort. Nice effort. And I'll just tell you this: hats off to Jeff Davis. You come out, you're on the road, you're down 27-0. They've kind of been pounding you pretty good and pin you back on the kickoff when you try something. It'd be real easy to hang your hat up, but I'm going to give these guys an A+ for coming back out for fight at that point. So let's see if Dothan High can turn it around.
What happened? Dothan had him, and they didn't wrap him up. And he bounced out and went around the other side and took it in from 34 yards out. That was Knight.
I tell you, the maddest people in the stadium right now is some of these backups that was wanting to get into this game. They're, now they got a ball game on their hands. They might not get in. So
right.
That's one thing that these starters have got to understand is you put these guys away so your backups and all that, your depth can get more. Some of these people that are your backups can get more playing time. And, that's one of the things that, Dothan has to do. You have to be finishers. You got to finish strong.
Extra point is good. So it's 27-7. Dothan leading Jeff Davis with 8:17 left in the third. A 90-yard drive capped off with a 34-yard touchdown run by Knight. And Dothan will down the ball at the 33-yard line, so they'll be starting in their own territory. And Keith, what are your thoughts on that last drive by Jeff Davis?
Man, that speaks volumes for their head football coach to keep these kids' heads in the game, and they came out and ran right down Dothan's throat. I mean, they pounded it. They had one throw when they had 3rd and long. Quarterback did a great job, hit the open man. Dothan got a little happy and over pursued a couple of times, but hey, tip your hat to Jeff Davis. That was a great drive.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Thomas in at quarterback. He hands the ball off to number 10, who tries to get to the outside, and he's still on his feet, and just a great hustle that time by number 10, Stratton. It looked like he was going to be taken down, but he managed to scrap for a couple of yards off that play.
One thing Dothan's got to do here is they're putting 8 men in the box to stop the running game now. Now's when your play action, your bootlegs, and things come into play. You've got a mobile quarterback. You've got these weapons. Let's use them. Let's mix it up a little bit. Don't be predictable.
2nd and 8 for the Tigers. The ball just past the 35.
Good run. It's going to leave third and about.
So the Tigers
3.
get it out to the 40. Where they're going to mark it at the about the 37.
Wow, I thought he got to the 40.
It looked like he got to the 40.
I tell you, I don't know if that's a bad spot or we got some bad eyes, but probably a little of both. But, you know, Peterson's back in the game here, and that was a little veer action. You remember the old veer? That was a little veer.
All right, let me just tell you, not happy over here on the sideline at this moment, guys. Let's see what happens.
Whoa.
And that time, Dothan, nothing, maybe a yard. So it brings up 4th down. So Jeff Davis put together a good offensive series, and now they've come out and put together a good defensive series.
You know, guys, we were talking about, I remember a college game in November last year. Had things going, kind of got a little bit away from what you're doing. Next thing you know, you wake up the next morning, you're hanging up an L. I'm not predicting that, but you know, we got out of sync, and you just don't let people back in the game when you got them down, when you got your foot on their neck, you know?
No, you have to go for that knockout punch.
Snap. Delay of game. Offense. 5 yards. Still 4th down.
So Dothan's flagged again. So that will back him up 5 yards. Back deep for Jeff Davis is number 29, Presley.
Let it roll.
And the ball finally takes a Dothan roll, and it is blown dead at the 30.
1st and 10.
Could be getting the heat timeout about right now, guys. Let's see. Oh,
Sideline warning?
maybe not.
Was that sideline warning?
Yeah, that was a sideline warning. And by the way, that is, I've been told from the game last night and tonight that the head of officials for the state, that is one of the pet peeves. Absolute is, and we saw it several times last night, Mitt. And
Yes,
I think
we did.
we'll continue to see it tonight too. So here we go. Now what we'll do is line them up, and then we'll give them a heat timeout.
Okay, we have a heat timeout on the field with 5:53 left in the 3rd. The score is Dothan 27, Jeff Davis 7.
Thought you were talking to me, Mitt. Thought you were talking to me, Mitt.
Okay, Jimbo, 1st and 10, the ball at the 30. Dothan's got to tighten the defense up. They gave up a 90-yard and good defensive play that time. Who was that got the hands up and
I believe
blocked
that's
them?
80 Franklin.
Yeah, they allowed Jeff Davis to put together a 90-yard drive on their last possession. So that was a good play. Their loss of about 6. So it brings up 2nd and 16 for Jeff Davis. The handoff, and he goes to the outside, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 32.
Tell you what, they're just running misdirection right now and catching Dothan over pursuing.
So he picks up about 8 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Keith, did you just hit the floor? No.
I came pretty close. I guess that extra hamburger that Jimbo gave me about took effect.
Hey, Jimbo, I heard a clicking sound there, and I had to look over to see if Keith was okay.
Look, it isn't any food that came off my plate.
Go get it.
Incomplete, out of bounds. The quarterback is showing a lot more mobility here in the second half than he did the first half. That's McClendon. Douglas Brown.
He's not very accurate with the football, which is a good thing for Dothan because they had a guy open right there on the sideline, but they don't have a very good kicking game. So this is definitely a chance that Dothan can get the momentum back. Melton needs to come up, go ahead and field the punt because it's probably going to be short. You never know. You might be able to take one to the house. I mean, it's definitely a good time to get the momentum swung back into Dothan's favor, late in the third quarter.
So it's a 4th and 8 for Jeff Davis. We're down to 4 minutes and 51 seconds left in the third.
Gotta. Let's see if they can. JD late getting a player in, so.
Punt and
come get it.
Melton gets it and he goes across the 50.
Gosh almighty, he had it. All he had to do was hit the outside. It was nothing but end zone ahead. I think his feet went out from under him or something.
So Dothan will be taken over at the 49-yard line of Jeff Davis. We'll see if Dothan can get some momentum going here.
A little offset eye here. One of Alabama's formations.
And they hand it off to number 10, Stratton. He picks up about 3.
3 yards, 2nd down 7.
So to bring up 2nd and 7. Back in the game is number 29, Joseph Peterson.
I guarantee
Peterson had a couple of touchdowns in the first half.
I guarantee you we're averaging 290 across that offensive line. What do you think, Jimbo?
I mean, yeah, we got a couple of 300s in there, so we got some pretty good size. And like you said, well, here's an example. Yeah. Why don't we blow the whistle? We need to blow the whistle on that one, guys.
His forward progress. He should have blown the whistle a long time ago.
That's right. But and by the way, I was over there with the defensive coach, got him, and Kevin's on him, and he was doing some serious coaching with the DBs. He said, they're coming here, and they're coming here, and coming here, and you guys are still running backwards. You got to come up when that happens.
We're averaging 305, 10 pounds on the left side, and we keep running it to the right side where we're 230 with their Division I prospect nose tackle over here. Got to mix it up. We got Williams, quarterback number 5. New quarterback in. So.
And it was intended for Kirkland, and he couldn't hold on to it. So it brings up a 4th down. 4th and 6. We'll see if I think they're going to punt it. So Dothan has stalled their last 2 drives.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling right now. I mean, they've definitely got to find that rhythm that they had at the beginning of the game. I mean, their fundamentals, their techniques are a little off, and they definitely got to find it because when they actually do play a better football team, not taking anything away from Jeff Davis, but when they play a Smith Station or a Opelika and another flag, they're going to have trouble.
They have stolen the last 3 drives. They turn it over on downs, and then they've punted the last 2 times. So the last 3 drives have been unproductive for the Tigers.
Yeah, we had a legal formation. I don't think we had enough guys on the line, guys.
I tell you what, this game is going to be a coach's worst nightmare to watch. Mental mistakes. But the good thing is it's kind of like Alabama playing Kent State. You've got better talent. You should dominate the football game, and you can work out these little kinks by next week. Who does Dothan play next week?
I think it's Auburn. They go to Auburn.
Okay, well, when you go up to Auburn, I promise you they're a well-coached football team.
Illegal shift. Kicking team. Never had 11 set at one time. 5 yards. Replay 4th down.
You know, Auburn's a very well coached football team. We played them well last year. We could have beat them. We were in that football game late. You know, had some clock management issues and everything. So if we go there and correct our mistakes, you know, we got a good chance to come out of this thing 2-0 if we win tonight, of course.
So we've just got to refocus on what we were doing the first half. They was just so focused and so intense, but they've lost some of the intensity and focus.
Good kick. He's going to have a hard time with that one. Oh, gosh.
They let it roll into the end zone. They should have jumped on it.
Yeah, there's going to be another coaching issue on that with I think it was Flowers. You've definitely got to put yourself between the ball and the end zone. You can't chase the ball. Follow on it when you can. When you get inside the 5, follow on it. It doesn't matter if it's 1 yard line, 2 yard line, 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah, you know, look, got fooled by because they were more watching the man instead of the ball right there.
Exactly. And if he would have reached, I don't think no way he was going to pick that ball up. If he would, he might not have had that job anymore.
So Jeff Davis will be starting on their own 20-yard line. The last drive, they had to punt it away. But the drive before that, they put together a 90-yard drive for a touchdown, the only score of the game. So we have a timeout on the field with 2:35 left in the third. It's Dothan 27, Jeff Davis 7. First and 10 for Jeff Davis, the ball at the 20-yard line. The handoff to number 11, and he reverses the field, and it looked like he was going to have some running room. And Dothan has missed a couple of tackles, and he made something out of nothing.
I mean, there's no excuse for that. I mean, you know, everybody stayed in their lanes. Everybody had him corralled. Lock up. I mean, I don't care if he's dancing, shaking, whatever. When you get a chance to get your hands on him, you got to lock up.
That was McClendon. He picked up about 8 yards after running about 50, but they were 8 positive yards.
Exactly. And I tell you, I'm looking at number 67, Vashawn Johnson, for John Walker. It says he's 270. He's next to Big Claude Brown, who's 310, and I there's not 40 pounds difference between them two.
Nothing that time. They tried to run it up the middle, and they ran into a whole host of Tigers.
I tell you what, you're going to hear, you know, 16 made this tackle, 29 made the tackle, but Big Vashawn was just talking about him. He just caused a big old pile. You know, as Terrence Cody did that for Alabama when they won the national championship. He just caused a big old pile, makes the guy have to adjust, and then the linebackers can roll free. Your offensive lineman can't get back to the second level to block. And Big Vashawn just he takes up space. Him and Big Claude next to him. Claude's got to have a nickname.
I don't know if they're going to get off a play before the play clock run out on them.
Timeout. Yep. Called timeout.
Yeah.
Jimbo, we got to give Big Claude Brown a nickname.
You know what? I tell you what, we'll call him. We could call him Hurricane Claude because he takes up most of the radar screen when he's out there.
Hurricane Brown, yeah, he does.
Go.
He's a big old youngin', 310 pounds. What is it? How tall is it? Let's see. 6'1", 310. You got Aaron Thomas at 6'3", 305. And Big Vashawn Walker, he's 5'10", 270, but I promise you he's not a shade or a Twinkie under 300.
I was going to say the last time he saw 270 was a couple of years ago.
It's like my license. I think it says 195.
Wow, hey, you know all that tells me, Keith, is your license is due to be renewed sometime soon.
It sounds like they should have been renewed a long time ago, huh, Jimbo?
She asked me, she says, everything on here still correct? I go, yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to tell you what's on my license because
they don't ask me when I do it. They just change the numbers.
205, okay, 255.
Exactly.
Third and short for Jeff Davis. They're trying to keep this drive alive. It started on the 20, and they moved it out to the 28. The quarterback keeps it, and he rolls to the right, and he's going to have enough for a first down and more. He gets it out to about the 39-yard line.
I'll tell you what, once again, the defensive end comes down the line of scrimmage trying to make that they're trying to make this spectacular tackle where they come in from behind or come in from the side on the opposite side to make the tackle. When what they need to do is come upfield and stop that. That's their job. When they watch the cutbacks, watch coming across the grain, do not pursue. That's not their job.
Douglas Brown with the big run and the first down for Jeff Davis.
Ooh,
good pursuit and a good tackle that time.
That's Flowers, the safety, finally came up. Is that what Kevin was talking to him about a while ago? When you see him come around like that, come up from the safety spot and make that tackle?
That was Smith in on the play, too. That was Smith and Flowers.
Flowers came in. Smith came in from the linebacker, and he was in chase mode, but Flowers came up from his safety spot and actually fielded and did exactly what Jimbo said Kevin Jackson was talking to him about earlier. And that was one thing Kevin Jackson knew how to do at Alabama. He might not have knew all the plays, but wherever the ball went, he came to hit.
Okay, we're at the end of 3, and the score is Dothan 27-7 for Jeff Davis. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to Rip Hughes Stadium. We're at Knowledge Field tonight as the Dothan Tigers host the Jeff Davis Volunteers from Montgomery. Hi, Mick Kirk along with Keith and Jimbo.
I tell you what, we actually got them on a legal procedure penalty right there. The slot receiver, I guess he thought the ball moved and he jumped up and looked around. But, hey, Jimbo, what?
Offense, 5 yards, still second down.
Jimbo, what are you seeing? I mean, Kelvis is kind of acting as the defensive coordinator right now, and letting his, what are you seeing different in the adjustments he's making right now?
Well, I don't know. It's one of those tough things. I don't know that it's the adjustments he had made, because you know what happens. You win in 27-0. You start looking at what real adjustments you got to make. I think it's JD picking on a couple of little items like you've noted. Hold on. Okay, but you get back, you pop somebody, you do that. I don't think it'll take much to derail JD again, but I think that's the problem here. You are as a head coach, and you're covering as a defensive coordinator right now, and you got a lot of things on your plate. Not that Kelvis can't handle it. Well, there you go. You saw that. They went ahead and called the chop block. And Kelvis should be sent a check right now for being a lobbyist. He's been lobbying for that call for 2 quarters, guys. Anyway, that's
Maybe
where I am.
Maybe we need to send him up to Montgomery, okay?
Yeah, I'm with it.
Heard it pays well.
Yeah, and really good benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you get that letter about me on Monday, you were right along with me on that one. We'll put that comment on Jimbo. Put that on his resume, not mine.
We will.
We love our
waste. Offense, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
I tell you what, I have seen that probably about 6 times tonight when they come. What they do is they pull, and when the defensive end comes up, he chops him. I mean, that's all he does. I mean, he's wide there. It's right in front of the official. I don't know why he's waited till the third quarter to call it. But
the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter. Wow, even slower than I thought.
So it's second and a half a mile is the best I can describe it. They'll have to get to the 48-yard line to make a first down.
False start. Nope. Oh, there you go. Now do you see that's how the defensive ends are supposed to. They contained, kept him in the pocket. He cut it up. They collapsed on him. You see the difference? They didn't come down. They didn't pinch down. They went up the field, contained, brought everything back to the pursuit, then they got a sack.
And I couldn't see what the flag was over there, but I think it was a
illegal motion.
Yeah, okay, good deal.
And just got a score in, update. Dale County's losing to Headland, actually 46-6. So Headland Rams having a good night for opening night. New coach Jeff Torrance, he's turning them around. enough said about that.
Illegal formation, offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
And you're right, Mitt. It's 3rd down. The ball's in Mississippi, and you got to get to Georgia.
Without going through Alabama.
There you go.
You got to go through Florida. So it's 3rd in 2 states.
There you go. There you go.
And the quarterback pulled it down, Brown, and
he didn't gain a yard. He lost another one.
no. So this 4th down, a good defensive series for the Tigers. They needed to make some things happen, and they did this series.
There's no
How
doubt.
about a nice hand for that D-high defense.
And it's 4th down and the distance between New Orleans and Chattanooga. Now Melton. Oh, this is not Melton. Who's this? Number 4. We got a new returner, Eggleton.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if this 10th grader. He's way too far back for this kicker, but move up, try to catch one on the run, and you're liable to get a touchdown here because it's open.
So we're down to 10 and a half
There you
minutes.
go.
There he goes.
There you go.
Coaches were telling him, let's go. I think he's going to have to back it up a little more, too.
Game. Offense.
All right, now come on up to that 40.
5 yards.
There you go, Biggins.
Still 4th down.
I'm encouraging up here, Jimbo. I know he can hear me.
Yeah, you're encouraging him, and Kelvis is still yelling. So it's all.
There
It's
you
all.
go. He
It's,
can't kick it. There you go.
So the world's all in order.
Now he's looking over there. Okay, he's good. Now watch him. He needs to be ready to come forward. Come get it. Come get it. Don't let it hit. There you go. Good job. See, if he'd have let that hit, the ball would have rolled probably over here to the other 45 because it was an end-over-end kick. So what he did, he just created right there 30 yards of field position. I know he only had about a 2-yard return, but it should count as 30 because that ball would have rolled. And, you know, those little things like that can win you a football game. 30 yards of field position. Instead of starting from your own 45, you're starting from their 35.
So Dothan with excellent field position, the best starting field position of the night. Well, not the night, but definitely the second half. And we'll see if they can take advantage of this field position.
You got Williams still in at quarterback, and you know we're not seeing a lot of the first team units. I mean, a little mixture here, a little mixture there. Oh, goodness gracious!
And they fumbled the ball, and one play turned it over, and Jeff Davis recovers the fumble at the 40. Great field position.
We do have a flag down here. Let's see what we got, guys.
Perfect recovered fumble. There's a flag on the play.
We'll see.
Maybe
what
pick up a little defensive holding or something crazy like that.
No, it can't be.
I know that. I
holding there.
know, but I told you something crazy like that. Let's see. Not where those 2 flags came from. Oh, there we go.
What was it?
Well, was that too many men on the field?
That's all.
What was that?
Okay, well, I wonder, was it pre-possession or post-possession?
Too many men on the field? Or
Let's see, he's coming out to tell us.
Illegal participation. Defense. 12 men on the field. All participated. 15 yards. 1st down.
Okay, boy, that was a reversal.
There's a big. Well, you know, the one thing they can't do is at least if the coach yells at one of them, he can say, "Coach, even the ref said I was in on the play."
Okay, I can wipe off that fumble. Okay.
well, here's the spread offense inside the 20.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 20. And Kirkland goes around the outside, and he goes out of bounds after picking up just a couple of yards.
Adrian Kirkland carries for the Tigers.
Here comes Peterson now. I think Kelvis says we got to put one on the board. We're losing too much momentum. We're doing too many things wrong.
And you're right. That's the smart call. Let's come in here and
let's end on a good note.
That's right. Let's come in here and pound them like a tough steak.
2nd down, 8.
Exactly. Now this.
So it's 2nd and 8.
We'll go behind his left side of his line. Let's go to the weeks. What in the world? I mean, seriously.
Prior to the snap. False start. 5 yards. Still second.
Jimbo, let me ask you this. The quarterback never became under center to get anybody set. So how can that be false start?
You know what? We'll have to ask the man in the striped shirt after the game about that one.
I mean, seriously, I mean, you have to come set, and actually the quarterback has to be under center or call set before it even matters. Oh, well.
So it's second and about 13 for the Tigers.
A little Obama toss sweep to the right would be nice.
They give the ball to Peterson. He goes up the middle, and he's taken down after a short gain. And I think he was hurt on that. He's a little slow getting up.
They are stunning so hard right now. All we have to do is play action. They're biting on the handoffs. They're trying to pin Dothan down. Every time Dothan comes out of the spread, they come in here and they think we're running the ball. We play action, it's going to be wide. It's been open every time. Why have we not play action more?
3rd and 11. And you heard it straight from Keith.
Yeah. I'll get that phone call Monday. Misdirection.
And it's caught. McGee. First down, and he takes it into the end zone.
Beautiful move.
Bernard McGee from 21 yards out. The pass from Williams.
What was that play? What was that?
Boy, I'm glad I called the play action from down here on the field, guys.
Good job, Jimbo. I'm glad you made that call, man. Good job. I tell you what, that was Williams too. He hasn't had a chance to throw it much tonight, but I tell you what, he put that right on the money. Where only his guy. I mean, the guy was covered pretty much. He had a step.
Oh, it was a perfect pass.
I mean, he put it right in. McGee caught it with his hands, made a good cut back across field. You know, great job. Great individual performances right there. Hey. Another 4 out of 5 extra points tonight. Not too bad.
That was a great play. That really was. The ball was thrown exactly where it had to be thrown, and McGee made the reception.
Yeah, that was how many yards, Keith? Was about, 20?
It was 20. Yeah.
Okay.
And, I mean, the thing about it is Williams the defensive end came down too hard. He pinched just like he's been doing. So, therefore, when Williams rolled out, he could not cut him off from getting, separation. Once he did that, McGee came and worked out on his out route. The guy tried to undercut it. He wasn't in position. Once he missed it, it was a touchdown all the way or a big gain for Dothan, either way you look at it.
First score of the second half for the Tigers. They came out and put up 27 points in the first half. In the second half, they have just not been able to get it together. But that time, thanks to the penalty by Jeff Davis, Dothan was in excellent field position, and they were able to capitalize on that mistake.
They were. I mean, gosh, I'm just gonna call him Lewis. L-U-I. I mean, I don't want to butcher his name, but Mintel. Anyway, Lewis has done a pretty good job kicking off tonight. I think he's had at least 3 or 4 touchbacks, and the other one that he didn't have, they tried to reverse. He kicked it to the 1 or 2 yard line. So he's done a good job kicking off tonight. Kept J.D. pinned back deep. Made the extra points. He had the one miss, which again I think it was a pretty bad snap, and kind of threw his timing off a little bit. So all in all, I think kicking game seems pretty strong for Dothan.
I agree.
They don't get much talk on the TV, so we'll talk about the kickers for a while. Squib kick.
That's number 11 on the return for Jeff Davis, Alan McClendon. And he brings it out to about the 30. So they will start with 70 yards ahead of him.
That was a 10th grader, Jackson Stanzel, who made the tackle. Wide receiver, 6'1", 195 for 10th grader.
Stanzel, pretty rangy guy there too, but good idea. I'll tell you what, he put a couple of moves back there. J.D. return man put a couple of moves, There was a couple of guys wiping some green off their pants there for just a minute, so credit where credit's due.
Yeah, again, I mean, even when you're, the sprint man on the outside here, you still got to tackle outside in. Anytime you're the outside guy, you can't get beat and let him get down that sideline.
1st and 10. Brown keeps it, and he's hit, but he breaks a tackle, but then he meets half of the Dothan High defensive team. They're going to win that battle every time.
Yeah, I think Brown got a little frustrated with his center. He missed the snap cadence, and the guy ended up getting behind him. I mean, so he didn't have his play action or his fake there, or his read or whatever they want to call it. Therefore, he kind of left him on an island by himself with no read, and everybody just pinned their ears back, come and get him.
So it brings up 2nd and 10 for Jeff Davis. Dothan leading 34-7, 8 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game.
All right.
That time, Dothan was right there. That was number 27, Knight.
Hey, big number 70 was on him like an order of pancakes, guys.
You got to give the credit right there to Franklin, number 80, the defensive end. He came up the field, contained, cut him back right into big number 70. Is that Big Claw, Big Hurricane?
Claude Brown.
Big Hurricane Brown right there on a pursuit.
Right. Yeah, like I said, he looked like somebody just put pancakes down 4 feet away from him.
But did you notice the contain? How he contained, cut everything up, and that was actually number 90.
A low snap.
Ooh.
And it's incomplete.
That was number 90, Latrell Lee, not 80. Number 90, Latrell Lee did a great job the previous play.
So it brings up a 4th and 11.
All right, let's see if we're going to get him back out there. Let's see if Eggleton gets back out there. It looks like Melton's going deep this time. Let's see if Melton learned like Eggleton did. What I'd like to see here is those big guys right there actually block. Instead of going ahead and getting into the wall because he doesn't kick it very far, go ahead and try to just block man, single man block right here instead of trying to get into it. See, he doesn't kick it far enough.
Melton gets it, and he's hit immediately.
Flag down.
And we may have a face mask.
I got to tell you, number 4 left the line, and he went past 3. One of those things to work on. He went past 3 different defenders that could have at least put a hand or a shoulder on him, and he went untouched, guys.
Well, what they're doing is they're trying to set up a wall, which means they rotate out, and they don't really worry about blocking. They just basically, but we do this in college and so forth, or against good kickers. It's good because that's why when you hear he outkicks his coverage, they have time to set up this wall, and you can just get behind it and run down the sideline. This guy kicks the ball 25, 30 yards max, and they're coming untouched. So basically what they need to do is man up on their blocking schemes. When you see a kicker, when you're watching film and you see that a punter does not have a good leg, you need to work on, just manning up. Blocking them at the line of scrimmage, trying to get them.
Illegal helmet contact. Kicking team, 15 yards from the end of the run, 1st and 10.
Anyway, you need to try to man up. That way you keep them off and give your return guy a chance to make some yardage. But when they kick it this short, you're going to get good, field position most of the time anyway.
Right, good point, Keith.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. The ball at the 46-yard line of Jeff Davis. They hand the ball off, and he loses it. And
I believe Dothan got it back.
Tigers got it back. Let me tell you, I think one reason he lost it, he was about to look like he was about to switch hands. He had some daylight, guys. He had a crease, but anyway, Tigers recover. Hey,
covered by the Tigers.
Hold on, no harm, no foul until he's. Well, sorry, Kelvis is talking to him, so there is some harm.
That was
Kelvin is coaching him up. He's a 10th grader. Kelvis is coaching him up a little bit. Hey, man. Hey.
He really was good to him. He just called him over there and he gave him a little head point and a couple other things, and he's just going to come over there and think about it for a minute.
Big fullback. Oh, Saffold.
That was a handoff to number 10, Stratton.
Boy, if Stratton he didn't read his fullback's block. He turned right into it.
Stratton carries for the
Well,
Tigers.
and just a minute ago, I was over here and happened to be close, and if you'll notice, next to one of those legs, he's got a little tape on the ankle, and he said, I tweaked it a little bit, et cetera, and I said, shake it off and get in there.
Looks like it could. Jimbo, that looks close enough for measurement there, doesn't it?
Well, you know, I don't know if people get quite as excited on. Nah, he's definitely a yard short, 2.4 feet.
2.4 feet.
What in the world is that flag for?
Stratton takes it down near the 30, but there's a flag on the play.
Have we had one series where that dude hadn't thrown a flag? Illegal shift.
Yeah, he said the guy never set, and they were kind of hustling up. He said they weren't set.
Who wasn't set?
I'm just telling you what the referee said. The coaches said, what was that for? And he said they never set.
Illegal shift. Offense, the right out in motion, never set.
He doesn't have to set if he's in motion. The receiver does not have to set if he is in motion.
For heat and hydration.
Okay, we have a heat timeout with 5:35 left in the fourth, and Dothan's leading 34-7 over Jeff Davis of Montgomery. So it brings up 3rd and about 5 for the Tigers after the penalty. So instead of 3rd and short, it's 3rd and long.
Oh, man.
To try to quick
Pass is incomplete.
So it brings up 4th down.
4th down, 5.
And 5. I think they're going to go for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you might as well. I mean, you're trying to run the clock out, you would think.
Another flag. The flags.
Now they're going to punt it.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
Hey, Jimbo, have we had any false starts out of the pro set?
You know, only way I can give you the numbers is take one of my shoes off.
I'm talking about out of the pro set, not the spread.
No, I know. No, I got you. No, I know what you're saying. All right, never mind. I can keep them on.
So the Tigers will have to punt. It's a low snap, and it was almost blocked, but he gets off a good punt. The ball will land inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
You see where Flowers was? He must have got a little coached up last time. He got between the goal line and that ball. He ran right around it. That was good. I mean, it's good to see when you see these things, small little things right now in a game where it's a blowout. It's good to see the next time they're corrected. You know what I mean? So definitely some good things.
So we're down to 4 minutes, 55 seconds left in the game, and you're watching the Senior Sports Network.
Hey, you got it in twice.
Hey, I got it in, and we're with Keith Martin and Jimbo Lofton on the sideline tonight. Brian Diamond's our cameraman, and Beverly is our reminder. She reminded me to say Senior Sports Network.
He needs all the help he can get. Thank you, Beverly.
And a loss for Jeff Davis, and that will move them down near the goal line. A loss of about 5.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I hate to see that. Young man came in from Jeff, number 1. First play, not one speck of anything on his jersey, and he gets a greeting like that, hurts his ankle. It's like, you know, how'd that trip to Dothan treat you? It wasn't good.
I tell you what, you've got a lot of young kids out there right now, mixed in with some of the older ones. But you know, the experience for these kids later on is going to be priceless. I mean, they got a chance right now, and you don't want to see that.
No.
Oh, all right, good tackle right there. Who's that? Melton.
Hey, but I'll tell you right, that's on both teams' part at this point. Good idea to get some guys in to get some snaps.
It is. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, some of these kids, they won't get to, see very much action in a game that's real close or an area game, or, there's two ways that these players get to play: either blow out on our part or blow out against us. And we like being on this side of it right now.
So that was Knight on the carry. He picks up a first down, moves the ball out to the 22. Knight again.
Ooh.
And he picks up 12 more. So another first down for Jeff Davis. The ball is out at the 35-yard line.
I'm looking down there at Kevin Jackson. He is getting animated with his safeties for not coming up in run support. He just got animated. I'm sorry, but that's funny.
If I can get by him and pick you up a quote that can go on TV, which with Kevin it would be, but let me go see what we can hear out.
Now, Kevin ain't as polite as you think when he's coaching.
Well, that's all right. We'll get ready.
Don't get the mic too close. I bet they come up this time. Oh, he did. He took a bad angle.
And they finally run.
Wow.
The runner down after a huge gain. That was number 11 for Jeff Davis, but Clendon, he's been pretty active tonight.
Tackle was made by Julian Thomas. The play is good for a first down.
They had a couple of opportunities to stop that play early, and they just let it get away from them.
Well, safety 27, Freeman, who's a 10th grader, he took a bad angle. He got caught inside. Again, when things start going outside, you've got to keep it inside like that. And, he just took a bad angle, and that happens. That's part of being young. And he's going to be coached up, I promise you, Kelvis and Kevin and, the other coaches, they'll definitely look at the film and coach him up and explain what angles you're supposed to take. And
this is probably a good move here. Coach said, let's take a timeout. Let's get over here and let's talk about it. So.
Their second charge timeout this half.
So Dothan calls a timeout.
Once again, Tiger students, we would like to invite you to
with
the
3:03 left in the fourth. Dothan 34-7 for Jeff Davis. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network. First and 10, the ball inside we're right on the 20 after a big run by Knight. The fake.
dump, touchdown.
And a touchdown, and he loses the ball. Let's see if they give it to incomplete.
No, one saying he caught it, one saying nope, he didn't.
No, incomplete.
I can tell you this.
There's a flag.
The far official called it incomplete. The close guy, of course, if he had it when he hit the end zone, it broke the plane anyway. So
we have a flag on the play.
I think it was a delay.
Imagine that.
Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, since they called it incomplete, it's a 5-yard penalty, so it's going.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
It wouldn't have counted
5 yards
anyway.
from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Yeah, it would not have counted anyway.
Don't forget, Tiger fans, tomorrow the Lady Tiger volleyball team will be hosting the Tiger Classic volleyball tournament.
So big break for the Tigers.
I tell you what, though, I am impressed by some of the athletes that we have. Some of these kids that came up from, Honeysuckle and some of the other feeder programs that Dothan has the 10th graders now are doing a great job.
That was number 3 in on the tackle, Julian Thomas. He was in the backfield just about the time they got the ball.
Julian's a pretty good-sized kid, 6'3", 215, 11th grader.
So a loss on the play. We're down to 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Dothan on top, 34-7 over Jeff Davis. This is the first game of the year for both teams, and Dothan's been impressive at times.
They have. They've definitely shown signs of improvement from last year, both in leadership and in effort. I mean, that may be a flag. No, thank you.
Boy, he hit him pretty high.
He did hit him pretty. When he grabbed him, he was grabbed.
So it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, this is definitely 4-down territory for JD. I mean, it's time's running out. They're just kind of licking their wounds and getting ready to get them back on a bus back to Montgomery. But I can tell you just the way they've came out and fought in the second half says a lot. And Coach Hawkins, like I said, he hasn't been there but 5 weeks, and you know, he made a lot of corrections in the second half. And I tell you what, he's going to do a good job up there. And they need something to turn that program around.
Pass completed for a short gain.
We got 1:18 left here. I mean, you know, if you're JD, you want to try to get one of these kids in the end zone. Go ahead and take a shot. You know, if you're Dothan, you're kind of being finesse a little bit. You're not really being aggressive. Go ahead and take a shot. I mean, we're going to see what some of these younger kids, like, a Julian Thomas, the number 3. You still got Hunter Smith, a senior, that's in there. I guess he's went from linebacker actually to safety now. So you're going to see a lot of different formation changes, and I don't know if that's Peterson out there or not. I think Peterson's still in there.
You know, this drive actually started on the 9-yard line. It's a 4th down, so this is their last opportunity, and he's going to run around and
throw it deep.
He's doing the Randall Cunningham.
He's still running, but we got a flag.
Hold on.
I think he should have got rid of that. Peterson said, "Give me one more chance, okay?"
That's right.
I mean, if I was the quarterback right now, you see those 3 guys walking off the field right now, they didn't move. They're sitting there looking at it, enjoying the show too. If I was that quarterback, I would be reaming somebody's booty right now because they need to be moving, working their way to get open.
That was a penalty decline, a holding penalty.
Yeah, holding penalty.
Man, I tell you what, he ran around.
Over. 1st and 10.
He ran around to Peterson and said, "Okay, it's time to end this little show."
He's trying to pull a Tyrod Taylor, but he looked up and there wasn't nobody to throw the ball to. They were watching it too.
Yep.
Look at him. He's mad too. The quarterback. I don't blame him. He just ran a marathon and nobody helped him out. That's going to be an interesting film session.
So Dothan gets the ball after Jeff Davis turns it over on downs. And Dothan fumbles the ball and they recover.
Kyle Roundtree's now in taking the snaps, 3rd-string quarterback. Kyle is a junior, 6 foot. I think he's a little bigger than 6 foot, 155, and he's a little lighter than 155.
Let me tell you something. He's 155 if he's just coming out of the pool. He's a light 155. And what they were telling him was get your hands up under there a little bit. So, hey, first snap, that's all right. Let's get a little redemption here.
Take a knee.
There you go.
Take a knee, young man. Take a knee. That's going to probably do it right there. Let's shake hands, show good sportsmanship, and come back to fight next week at Auburn.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I don't know if you could hear from the stadium. They announced several times on the PA. They said, plan to come and roll the old tree, and they said materials will be provided. So I got to believe they're going to be out there with a little toilet paper and having a big time for the seniors tonight. And guess what? You win your first game of the season, school back in session, you ought to do that.
And Jimbo, this is a special year for Dothan. Now, this is their 100th anniversary of the school.
There you go.
I did not know that. It is my 11th anniversary of being in Dothan.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a milestone for the school and for the city, 100 years old. And so they came out and they were very impressive tonight. They had some down times during the game, some lull times, but they did what they needed to do, and they pulled out a very impressive victory, 34-7. Any closing comments from you, Jimbo?
Yeah, obviously a great way to start the game tonight, and I mean start the season, so you love that. Let me make sure we mention one thing. I know we saw that at the half. What a great ceremony for Coach Terry Collins tonight. They first time in the history they retired a number, retired his baseball jersey, and boy, what a fine fella, and what a good man he is. And I'll tell you what, here's a guy going through a lot of adversity, as we talked earlier with ALS. You know, the times I've been around him, he still wants to know what he can do for you. And I tell you what, if that doesn't just, you can't just see the presence of God coming off of him, I don't know what you are seeing. I know what I'm seeing. What a great guy. And anyway, what a great ceremony.
Keith, any closing comments from you?
No, I mean, all in all, basically the Dothan Tigers came out, made a statement early, got off to a big lead, kind of, relaxed a little bit. Had a lot of a few mental errors, a lot of offsides penalties, a lot of little things that they can work on. But one thing about it is they got to win tonight. They can work on these things next week before we go play a real good Auburn football team, and we're 1-0. So all in all, it was a good night. Coach White, coached them up. Good start to the 2011 season.
Okay, I'm going to quickly recap the scoring drives. Dothan scored first with 10:25 left in the first on a 68-yard TD run by Peterson to take a 7-0 lead. They scored on their next possession on a 2-yard TD run by Peterson with 7:59 left. Dothan scored again with a 31-yard TD run from Thomas, pass from Thomas to McGee with 4:34 left that was in the first. And they took a 20-0 lead. They scored one more time in the first half. In the second period, they scored with 7:37 left with the 17-yard TD pass, Thomas to McGee again. Jeff Davis, Dothan led 27-0 at halftime. Jeff Davis came out in the third period and put together a very impressive 90-yard drive, and it was capped off by a 34-yard TD run by Knight to make it 27-7 with 8:17 left in the third. And Dothan scored again with 9 minutes left in the fourth on a TD pass from Williams to McGee. It was a 20-yard pass with 9 minutes left to give Dothan a 34-7 lead, and that was the final score. So we're going to say good night from Ripley Stadium, Knowledge Field, where the Dothan Tigers are victorious. We want to thank Keith Martin and Jimbo Lofton and our cameraman tonight, Brian Nyman, and Beverly for keeping me straight tonight. So we're going to say good night. You have been watching the Scenic Sports Network.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.